When I say don't get lost in the details, let me bring a couple up to you so you understand how the game is even played beyond what I have just told you about deficits and national debt. I'm going to start with two ways of taxing you without calling it a tax. Here's the first one, the lottery system. This is cute. You go to the mass of people and you say, give me your money, but you don't call it a tax. You say, buy a lottery ticket. Here is a piece of paper, cost the government nothing. You give us $2, $5, $10, whatever the ticket costs. And for the next few hours, maybe even a few days, you can have a fantasy about what would happen and what you could do if you won. Meanwhile, the government very carefully takes hundreds of millions of dollars every month out of the pockets of the mass of people and gives very little back. Big prizes, but only to a handful of people. The net money raised by the government is fantastic. And if you look at who buys lottery tickets, yep, it's the poorer people, the middle class and the lower. Rich people don't buy the lottery tickets, and corporations don't either. It's a tax, but by calling it a lottery, the government gets away with it. Corporations, again, giggle as they keep in the hands of the government that serves them most the bulk of the money paid for by people who buy lottery tickets. Here's another one. Tariff. That's a tax put on things coming into the United States from abroad. Mr. Trump was famous for saying he's going to slap the Chinese with tariffs, which he did. Then Mr. Trump said something which is embarrassing. He said that Chinese are going to have to pay these tariffs. No, Mr. Trump, you clearly never took an economics course, or if you did, didn't pay much attention. Tariffs are not paid by the countries from which the goods come. Tariffs are paid by the Americans who bring them in. Tariff is just a name for a tax. We pay tariffs, taxes, to the U.S. government when Mr. Trump imposes a tariff, or Mr. Biden, or anybody else. So in addition to the scam of deficits and national debt, you have the scam of lotteries and the scam of tariffs. And if I had more time, I'd go further. Don't be fooled. No, the cause of this problem isn't the spending that the government does. The problem is the tax evasion that corporations and the rich pay the politicians to make legal. And it's all handled in these lovely buildings in Manhattan, where government agencies get together with the biggest financiers to negotiate the deficit financing that produces the national debt. We call it national, and you know why? Because in the end, the taxes not paid by corporations and the rich, when they lend instead to the government, we all will pay the taxes, and our children will, that pay them back those loans. They never pay their taxes. We do. If we allow this as a people, then in the end, it's not just shame on them who pull this scam. The government officials, the politicians, the academics, the journalists who keep going and talking about this without explaining clearly what the scam at the core of it is all about. It's not just shame on them. it's more than that. For allowing it to go on as long as we have, some of that shame rubs off on us.
姐妹们总烦恼脸上细纹干燥与暗沉，现在起跟我一起放心交给 KS Royal Face 皇家颜值逆时奇迹系列。KS Royal Face 皇家颜值逆时奇迹系列，它添加5种 EGF， 专门防止肌肤老化，强化皮肤修复，增加肌肤弹性水嫩，轻松抚平皱纹，换回青春自信。KS Royal Face 皇家颜值逆时奇迹，活肤露、全效精华、精华霜，即刻启动冻龄密码。